Have you ever wondered what it really means to touch something? Right now, I'm touching this desk. You might be holding your phone, or your hand is resting on your mouse. We think of touch as this direct, physical contact. But what if I told you that you've never actually touched anything in your entire life? And I mean anything. The reality is, what we perceive as touch is actually a force, not direct contact. It's all about the tiny, invisible world of atoms. Let's break it down. Everything around us. Desk. The air we breathe. You and me is made of atoms. And atoms are mostly empty space. At the center of each atom is a tiny, dense nucleus, and zipping around it are even tinier particles called electrons. Now, electrons have a negative electrical charge. Think of them as tiny, powerful magnets. You know what happens when you try to push the same poles of two magnets together, right? They repel each other. They push each other away. You can feel that force, that resistance, but they never actually touch. The same exact thing happens with atoms. When my hand gets closer and closer to this desk, the electrons in the atoms of my hand start getting really close to the electrons in the atoms of the desk. And because they both have a negative charge, they start repelling each other. This repulsion is called the electromagnetic force. It's an incredibly powerful, fundamental force of nature. The closer I push my hand to the desk, the stronger this repulsive force becomes. It gets so strong that it prevents the atoms of my hand from passing through the atoms of the desk. My brain interprets this intense repulsive force as the sensation of touch. It feels solid. It feels like I'm making contact. But in reality, there's still a tiny, infinitesimal gap between my skin and the desk's surface. The electrons are holding each other at bay, like a standoff. So, when you sit on a chair, you're not actually touching it. You are levitating, just a microscopic distance above it, suspended by a cushion of electromagnetic force. The electrons in your body and the electrons in the chair are screaming, "Get away from me," to each other. And that's what holds you up. This isn't just some quirky theory. It explains so many things. It's why you don't fall through the floor. The solidity of the world isn't from objects being genuinely solid like a block of steel. It's from the powerful repulsion between their atoms. Think about it. A high five is just you and your friend smacking your electron clouds together. When you hug someone, you're not physically merging with them. You're just sharing a very close-range force field interaction. Now, you might be thinking, what about things that seem to pass through each other, like light passing through glass? That's a great question. And it has to do with the energy levels of electrons and photons, the particles of light. In some materials, like glass, photons don't have the right amount of energy to be absorbed by the electrons. So they just pass right through the empty space in the atoms. It's like trying to throw a tiny pebble through a chain link fence that just goes through the gaps. But in an opaque object like this desk, the photons have the right energy to get absorbed, which is why the light doesn't pass through. This idea can feel a bit lonely, can it? The thought that we are fundamentally separate from everything, never truly making contact. But I like to think of it another way. It's that we are constantly interacting with the universe on a much deeper, more energetic level. We are always in a dance of forces, pushing and pulling, influencing and being influenced by everything around us. Touch isn't the crude mashing of matter we imagine it to be. It's a sophisticated and powerful communication between the fundamental building blocks of the universe. The sensation of warmth you feel from a cup of coffee isn't from touching hot atoms, but from your atoms absorbing the energy radiated by the vibrating atoms in the cup. The pain of stubbing your toe is the cry of your nerves, registering an overwhelmingly strong, repulsive force. So, the next time you hold someone's hand, or pet your dog, or simply lean against a wall, take a moment to appreciate what's really happening. You are experiencing one of the 4 fundamental forces of the universe. You're engaging in a cosmic dance of repulsion and attraction that makes the world feel solid and real. You are part of an invisible, interconnected web of energy. You may never touch anything, but you are always, always connected to everything. Thanks for joining me on this mind-bending journey into the nature of reality. If you enjoyed this, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the weird and wonderful world of science. See you in the next one!